Thanks for the raid, mate. By the way,
No bothers.
that was a good show. Show actually, I was enjoying watching that.
Yeah, no, I like streaming views. Yeah, he's a top lad. Top lad.
Yeah, that was a good one. That one, good one. Paul Nash, big up, Paul, my friend. Hope you're well. Big up N5's finest cheers. Big up Kenny, King of the Andover, Ken. Big up Todd Bowley and Chris O'Dowd's stunt double. Big up Robert, man. Same old bollocks. Eat or sleep, rinse, repeat. Start taking risks. The team should pick itself. Yeah, we're going to get into this. We're going to have a talk about this. Just quickly go through these comments. Big up Graham, mate. Always here. Arteta was shameless in his press conference. Well, he always is, mate. It's bloody embarrassment. Let's be fair. Big up Murray. Bonjour. Hope you're well. Yeah, it's anyway. Let's get into it. Like DJ's on his way. I don't know where Kenny is. He might be stuck at work. Big up Lenny, man. Big up brother Jez and the legends that there are. Well, we've got Shane here. He's a legend, man. Content coming out relentlessly from Shane's channel. Work rate 1,000,000%. Can't believe. I don't know how you do it, buddy. Shane reviews rate. Yeah, big up AJ, my friend. Big up the guys that have all come across from your channel. Appreciate it. Smash the lights up, people. We're on our way to 10k. Although it's stumbled a bit at the moment. It's a weird thing, YouTube. And if you haven't seen the rant I did about it at 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, go and watch it. It does highlight what goes on behind the scenes at YouTube, and the fact that they decided to pop me on limited ads on that video. Schoolboy stuff, school playground. That's what it's all about nowadays. Anyway, Shane, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I can't complain. Still waiting to find a bloody plumber. I don't know. They've all gone into hiding over in Ireland or something like that. I'm still struggling to get one. But apart from that, all good, man. All good. I'm still reeling from that match last night, regardless of the win. But I'm sure we'll get into it. But apart from that, all good, and all the better for being on your channel, my friend.
Always appreciate it, man. That's the great community we've got. We all support each other, go around each other's channels, and have to chat. Yeah, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Away to Bilbao, and the team pretty much. Well, you picked it bang on. To be fair, absolutely bang on. It pretty much really picked itself, in my honest opinion. But Arteta, I thought overall we were a little bit lackluster in the first half. I wasn't overly impressed with it. They had a lot of the possession, but didn't score. Could have had a chance. Didn't put it away. Overall, what was your opinion? Let's start on this one, shall we? What was your opinion on, firstly, Gabriel as captain and Mosquera? Give your opinion of them, man?
Well, Gabriel as captain, I'd put him as captain if it was me. People say Rice. I just think Gabriel's got a bit more of a backbone. I think Rice is a captain material, but I just think Gabriel's just got that bit more. So he was immense again. Mosquera's brilliant. He's a very good defender. When we signed him, I said he is good. He's just not as good as people think. He surprised me with how he's played, but we do need to keep our feet on the ground, just because we've seen this before too many times where a player comes in, does well. We think that they're the next best thing, and then they fade away. If he is playing on Sunday and he's coming up against an in-form Haaland, who will be looking forward to this game more than any other game after what happened last time,
yeah,
that's a different kettle of fish. He could get bullied. It could end up damaging him mentally if Haaland absolutely pockets him. But then you have to look at on the flip side that if Saliba's out and Mosquera plays and he pockets Haaland, it would mean the world to him. So as a partnership, it's great. We have depth. It's what we wanted. My only issue is with the depth, they'll only come in when there's players injured. It's why we were able to pick the team that would start against Bilbao. And my issue is always, if I can pick the team, then the opposing manager can pick the team and they can train for it. I do think, again, there will be only one change on Sunday. I think it will be Martinelli will start and Eze will be ripped out. But as a partnership, it's good to have that. It's good to have that depth. But I will say as well with our defence, yes, it's a great defence. I'll happily admit that it's a great defence because I'm an Arsenal fan and Arsenal are built on good defences. But when you play with that cautious approach of having 3 defensive midfielders, and let's get it straight, well, 2 defensive midfielders, and you can call Mourinho an 8, I suppose. But when you play that way with the low banks blocking, you come along, you look at Everton under Sean Dyche, they kept a lot of clean sheets. You know what I mean? Because they played with 2 banks of 4 and then the 2 forwards coming back. If you play with that, you'll get clean sheets. What makes a team go from very good to great is being able to let your team attack free-flowing and still keep clean sheets. So he should have enough trust in that defence now to say, right, I'm going to sit a double pivot in front of you, i.e. what we do the air and do with Rice and Zubimendi, you can do with Lewis Skelly and Zubimendi or Lewis Skelly and Rice, whoever he feels, and then say to the rest of the guys, you go attack. Yes, we'll concede 6 or 7 more goals maybe throughout the season, but we'll score 20 more or we'll score 30 more. So that's where my issue with the lineup was, and it was the same with the Liverpool game. It just sets down a marker that we're going to be cautious. And if he goes and does it again at home to City, which I think he will, it's not good enough. It's just not good enough. If he scrapes a win, fine. And if he scrapes a win against Newcastle, fine. But as a partnership, to get back to what you originally said, Mosquera I knew he was decent. He's impressed me massively. He's done everything that's been asked of him. But for a defender, for any player, it's when things start to go a bit off kilter a bit, how you bounce back from it. So if he goes and gets pocketed by Haaland, does he recover from it? Do you risk Saliba if he's not fully fit? Because if Saliba's fully fit, I'd rather him start. Mosquera's done well, but we are, like I said, we're coming up against an in-form Haaland with the bit between his teeth, and he will be dying to get out there and smash these guys around. So that will be the most interesting clash, will be the centre-backs against him. But all in all, happy with them as a centre-back pairing, but going forward, I think we're toothless and we have a long way to go. Long way to go.
I totally agree with that, mate, that assessment, be fair. Just going to do this super chat and we'll bring Kenny and DJ in, man. Big up SG. Thank you, mate, for your super chat. Big up Jez and Shane. Love the old school show. One of the best to watch. Like and subscribe. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. And I think it's a new subscriber here. I'm going to try and pronounce his name. Please, I apologise if I butcher it. I do. Egharevba. Is that right, Kenny?
No, his name is Ekarevba. Ekarevba. Stephen,
yeah.
Ekarevba.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the community.
Big up,
welcome, Ekarevba.
Ekarevba. Okay, mate. Thank you, Kenny. Glad you're here, buddy. Thank you for that. Kenny, how you doing, my friend?
I'm all good. It's been like good. But performances wasn't great yesterday. In terms of like the fact that it was scrappy. I thought Bilbao were on the front foot, but they didn't have the quality to hurt us, and that hurt them in the end because when we scored, the confidence of the team and their crowd went to pieces, and we just cleaned up. But it's a lot of people have learnt what it's like to play for Arsenal Champions League. Zubimendi, the player that we bought for the Champions League, he got run out of the game in the first half. Eze now knows he's playing for Arsenal, not Crystal Palace. Not a dig at him. It's just the way things are. Eze will probably find out that if he wants to play in Mikel's team, he's going to have to fit in with what Mikel wants rather than Mikel make allowances for him. It's the only way it's going to happen for Eze this season. So it's up to him. The same goes for Victor Gyökeres and all the other players, the flair players we have. They're going to have to fit that within the team framework. And then obviously Nottingham Forest was probably the best performance I've seen for a year because one, we played good football, we attacked. But it was nice to see how the new players played. You know, it was fresh. It was fresh. You know, we know what Trossard could do. We know what Martinelli could do. But I liked watching us play with Eze in the team and Manuel in the team and Gyökeres. That's why that performance. But we've got to forget about the 3 points on Saturday and the 3 points yesterday, and now concentrate on Man City. This is a big game. However, the inferiority complex has to end now because it should do, because we're more than capable of beating them. And before I go, don't read anything into the Manchester derby. the game was a mess.
Mm. Yeah, true, very true. Big up, DJ, mate. Hope you're well. Glad you played.
Big up, Jez. Big up, everyone. Always a pleasure, mate. I like the old school. It's it's good. I like it. It's a nice stream. So no, big up, everyone. Game yesterday. The only thing I can say, it was 3 points. Really, I can't say I was overexcited. I didn't like what I saw in the first half. No. I thought a tougher opposition, better opposition with a bit more quality may have hurt us. We looked all over the place. We couldn't get on the ball, couldn't pass the ball. We had no real passage of play. It all looked a bit all over the place, as if they'd only just been thrown together at last minute. And that's a worrying sign in the Champions League, because when you're up against tougher opposition or better opposition, you could get fanned out. And if you go 1 or 2 down in the first half or the first half an hour, then you're chasing the game. And, that was a bit worrying. However, it was Bilbao. We did get into our game. I thought the game changed in the second half when Rice came into the game. He weren't really in the game on the first half, like a lot of them weren't. But when Rice sort of upped it in the second half, we looked a lot better. Eze is not a left winger. I'm sorry.
No.
He's isolated. He's not effective. He looks ordinary. And if the manager continues to play him out on the left, he's going to end up the same way as Martinelli. Only the cliff is going to be a lot higher because we paid a lot of money for him. So he will end up falling off of it. Gyökeres is running around like a blue, like he does. He runs around. We still ain't really providing him with the service that he needs. He's feeding off the scraps. He's trying to make things happen. But he's not. We've not really found a way to get him into the game yet, and we need to do that going forward. Zubimendi, I think this is what you're going to see from Zubimendi, and we can't afford to carry players. We can't afford to have Zubimendi look like a world beater, and everyone's saying he's world class against teams like Nottingham Forest, and when he shows up in the Champions League, he gets pushed off the ball, hassled off the ball, and he looks bang average. Can't have Zubimendi scoring 6 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. He has to score 8, 9 out of 10. Every single player has to step up, because we haven't got room for error, Jez. We need to be on it every single game. The only plus side, as I said, Mosquera had another good performance. He looks comfortable. I think he's going to be a good player going forward. I said I'd start him against City, because I don't think Saliba's fully fit. And I think it's early in the season for Saliba. I don't think he's match sharpness. He might be match fit, but he's not match sharpness. And you've got to be bang on it against Haaland. And the only reason why I want to see Mosquera is because people are kind of saying, oh, he's world class and he's this and he's that. Well, let's see him. Let's see him start on Sunday, and then we can judge him from there. And then we'll really know what Mosquera's like after Sunday. So, if we've got all this squad in depth and we've got all these quality players, then play him. Show some balls, play him. Don't play Saliba. Don't need to play Saliba, because we've got Mosquera, who's world class, apparently. So let's play him. Let's see how he fares against Haaland. And then we can judge him after 90 minutes on Sunday in a proper match. And not what we've seen against Leeds and Forest. Let's judge him on a proper game, a proper Premiership, Clash of the Titans game. Let's see what he can do then. But overall, listen, poor performance against Man United. Tactically got it all wrong against Liverpool. Beat Leeds in the second half. First half wasn't very good. Best game we've played so far against Nottingham Forest. Can't argue with that. 9 points, 3 points in the Champions League. We've got bigger tests to come, Jez. And this is where, the manager's not really been tested yet. We'll see where we are come February, March.
Facts. I totally agree with you what you're saying there, mate. I'm just going to address a couple of things in here. Look, this is a debate panel. People are entitled to have their saying. You know, let's be nice in here, people. Right?
Yeah.
These are the three of the best panelists you're ever going to get to talk about Arsenal. You know, their knowledge, experience is second to none. So I encourage people to actually jump into a conversation, because otherwise it's just not really a debate panel. But so I hear what you're saying, but big up. Let's be respectful, guys. Big up Martin, man. Big up Jez, Kenny, DJB and Shane, the real ones. That's very true, man. Very true. Jez, have you ever been to a country in Africa? I've been to Egypt. I've been to Morocco. I guess that is North Africa.
Yeah.
Counts, doesn't it? Counts. I went to Giza to see the pyramids. Fantastic place. If you've never been, man, you got to go. It's legends, that is. Anyway, ask this question. Shane, I'll come to you on this one, mate. I actually thought, right, this is my opinion, so people are going to disagree with me on this, and I respect that. I thought in the first half, Rice was bloody awful. You know what I mean? I thought he was. He just didn't look match fit. He looked out of sorts. I don't know if he is suffering from an injury or he is not match fully fit yet. But give me a view on him, man, because I like Rice. I think he's great. I really do. And I also thought, in fairness, I thought Gabriel looked like a proper captain. I thought he was like bossing people about a bit, and that's what I expect from a captain. You know, I want him in people's faces.
Yeah.
We've had great captains done that in the past. It's done no harms. But yeah, give me your view on Rice, mate.
Yeah. Well, just first, I agree with you on Gabriel. He bollocked Calafiori at one point for losing the ball, and he tore into him. And I like to see that. That's what a captain's for. But on Rice, he doesn't look right to me, and he hasn't looked right for a while. He was injured last season. I still think he's carrying an injury. There's rumours now that he was injured against Forest, that he wasn't rested. It was more like he rested because he was injured. He should have been taken off at half-time for me after he got the booking. I think that was a risk that it paid off in the end, because he played well in the second half, but it was a risky one because he went in for a tackle when he was on a booking, and the refs take note of that, by the way. You know what I mean? They'll go, right, one more and he's gone. So I thought it was very, very risky. But he doesn't look right. And I've said this before. You put him in a 6 with someone else, like a double pivot, like with Zubamendi or with Lewis Skelly or something like that. He's in the top 10 in the world in that position. He plays there for England. He's one of the top 10 in the world. You put him as a left 8. He's not in the top 20 or 30 in the world as a left 8. There's so many better than him. But we're used to it with this manager. I think when the final whistle went in that game, 7 players were out of position. You know, so we're playing out of position. So there's no point for me getting this big squad. People are saying now he can rotate. But he won't. This is the thing. If Rice, Zubamendi, and Odegaard are fit, they'll start in midfield. 9 times out of 10, they'll start in midfield. Then when Odegaard's out, it's Mourinho. So I am, unless Odegaard gets fit for Sunday, that's the midfield we're starting on Sunday. I think it'll be the exact same team except for Eze out and Martinelli in. So this whole thing that he's going to rotate, it's just not true. It's not true. He won't. He'll change it for the cups. He might change it for a Champions League game if we've won all 7, but then he'll want the top spot and all of that stuff that comes with it. With rotation, for me, a top manager from the first game of the season makes 1 to 2 changes. Okay, there's some sort of non-negotiables, you know, that maybe your centre-back pair and you want to keep them if we're playing well in defence. I get that. I understand that. I thought Calafiori should have been rested for that game. I think if you're going to give someone like Nkapie a game, it's better to edge them in the Champions League than the Premiership, where they're getting harried and they can make mistakes. I would have brought him in there, give rest of Calafiori. He's playing with fire with that guy because we know how injury prone he is through his whole career, not just since he's come here. And to just keep risking him, I know, well, he's playing well. Timber can't get rested because, as most of us predicted, Ben White is just never going to be right again. I'm just saying that now. I don't think he's ever going to be right again. You cannot play for 3 months when you need knee surgery and not expect to be in and out. And then you see all these Arteta sexuals, top gooners, whatever you want to call them, on X. They just want to toss them on the scrap heap. Just get rid of them now. Get rid of them. No. Oh, it's being done to him. But, you know, with Rice, he just doesn't look right to me. Number one, he's out of position. He's too much ground to cover. He's up and down the pitch. And he needs a proper rest. But I think, sadly, the only way he's going to get one is if he gets a serious injury. If his hamstring goes or something, that's the only way that he's going to get a long rest out of the team. We bought this squad. I mean, you could play Eze in the left 8. He plays there for Palace. So we learned a few things from that game. And I know I'm going a bit off the point, but I will finish this. We learned a few things. We learned that no matter what happens, Eze will never play in the middle. Never. No matter what happens, he is never playing in the middle under this manager. That's just not going to happen. We've learned that when it comes to the defenders, they're not getting rotated, which is devastating as well for me. And we've learned that when it comes to any form of big game, he's going in with 3 defensive midfielders and he's going in to not lose. And sadly, if you want to win the big trophies, you can't do that. Henry came out and said it. We knew that if we beat United, there's a good chance that we'll win the league if we beat them. As Kenny said, we're going into the City game. For me, this is where you lay down a marker. This is where you prove to everybody that you're going to go for it. I've had people come in and say, oh, Wanyeri's going to start. There's no way he's starting. He's just not going to start him. He's not starting him in the 10. If he does, I'd be absolutely stunned. But if we keep getting through these games like this, people are saying that the Liverpool form, it's unsustainable. You know, they're not playing well. Right, but they're not playing well and winning. I think we're playing close to the best we can in this system, in this defensive system. This is the best you can get out of it. Liverpool are yet to hit second gear, and when they do, they could go off on a 10, 12, 15-game winning streak easily. They could just clear that, no problem, and they could leave us in their dust. So I went a bit off kilter there, and we'll finish on Rice. He doesn't look right to me, and he was terrible in the first half. And he hasn't been great all season, to be fair to him. He hasn't been great all season, and he started this way last season too. The first third of last season, he wasn't great, and now it's happening again. And I feel for him because I'm like you, I think he's a wonderful player. But if he's in the double pivot, we're a different team. That way you can put in a 10 like an Eze who doesn't have to track back all the time. But we know it'll never happen, and I think that's the biggest shame for me.
Yeah, I'll just do a super chat and I'm going to come to Kenny and then DJ on exactly the same question I want to ask. Dimsey says 93. Thank you, mate, for your super chat. Big up, Jez and the panel. Love listening to your experience in the history of Arsenal, even if I'm a Chelsea fan. Keep it up. Thank you very much, my friend. Always good to have opposing fans in here for a debate. Yeah, you know, big up, my friend. That's always nice. Thank you very much indeed. AFC always, Kenny. This is. I've been thinking about this one, right? I had a great debate on this one with Lee last night after I did the fan cam. We went on for about, I don't know, hour and 15 minutes off camera. AFC always says, Jez, did you see Arteta shouting at Eze to drift back into the left wing? Hug the touchline, in fact, were his words. Hug the touchline. I read his lips when Eze dropped in the 10. And he was going to him. Hug the touchline.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, Kenny? What is that about?
The thing about it is, it's what I said. It's what I said earlier, and I said on DG's show as well. It's clear as a night is day that for the new players to play for this manager, and that includes the striker as well, they have to get up to speed with what Mikel wants. It's Mikel's team. There's going to be no allowances made for him. The only position at the moment for Eze is a number 11. And if he's to stay at a number 11, he's going to have to play like a number 11, a left winger. It's going to be it's not going to be like Crystal Palace, where Crystal Palace, his starting position was left wing, but he actually came in the pitch. And then off the ball, players like Will Hughes and the other midfielders covered Tyrick Mitchell. And that allowed Eze, when they're on a counter-attack, to get in those positions and attacking positions where he can dictate the play, or when they're on the ball, he can dictate the play. There was no Eze wasn't always on left-hand side. Don't get me wrong, when Mitchell got the ball from attacking position, he'll look for Eze and Eze will get closer to him. But at times when Eze got the ball in the middle of the park, but that's his finishing position at Arsenal. It's not going to happen. He doesn't play for Crystal Palace no more. He plays for Arsenal. And because he plays for Arsenal, because he's playing that left-wing position, Mikel Arteta wants Eze, when we don't have the ball, to be in partnership with our good friend, obviously the Calafiori, and obviously in line with Gabriel, because there was an instance yesterday where Ali McCoy was basically killing Eze on TNT Sports, where Gabriel had the ball and he was looking for an outlet. Eze weren't there. He was on the left-hand side. Do you remember it, guys?
Yeah, he ran forward when Arteta
went forward, but instead of where he wasn't like in his position where his body was open and he was getting the ball to come and drag it forward.
Oh, he was gone. Yeah, he was gone up the line.
He was gone up the line because at Crystal Palace, when they got the ball, he comes in the middle and he runs, and then he runs into an attacking position. That's not how Arsenal play. So Eze himself, if he doesn't play the way Mikel wants to play, he'll be dropped, and then it'll be a situation where he's in danger of being another Grealish and another Calvin Phillips. Now that's just not me being, like a scaremongering. That's how things are now.
Sorry, Kenny, but the thing. Sorry to go across. I just wanted to put it to you because with Eze, when Mikel was bollocking him to get back to the byline, we had the ball on the other side of the pitch, but he did it to let Calafiori go into the 10.
Exactly.
It's outrageous to me. Surely you let Eze go into the 10 and tell Calafiori to stay where.
If you look at Nottingham Forest, you remember in Nottingham Forest game where Calafiori, when Madueke had the ball, Calafiori was finding space to come out into play and to the right hand side into the middle because Calafiori is a bit of a baller. So because he knew he wanted Eze, so when Calafiori gets adventurous, Eze's got to be there. To help out Gabriel Magalhaes. They pay that to the defensive pivot. That's not going to happen. That's not Eze's game, and that's why I always was saying that when you get excited, you get new to it. Everyone says, "Oh, I can't wait to see you, Milko," and they pat you in the back and says, "Oh, that's lovely, lovely." All your friends have gone home. You get the package out. You open the package, you see the new toy, but it's got no instructions. Well, I ain't got it. I spent millions of pounds on that, but there's no instructions. What the hell am I going to do with that? That's what Eze's going to become if he doesn't get up to speed with what Mikel wants. Unfortunately, if he does get up to speed with what Mikel wants, then the performances you saw against Crystal Palace and the panache that you saw, it's just not going to be there. It's not going to be allowed to thrive because he's been working too hard off the ball, which begs the question: why buy the player in the first place if you're not going to play him in a position where he can thrive? And that's the question I always ask. We all wanted Eze, but the footballing fan in me and a football man in me who has a coaching eye will say, well, where's he going to play? How are we going to get the best out of him? How's it going to work? Oh, you can't say that. You want Spurs to have him. Well, the guy at Spurs had a plan for him. Yeah. I'm not sure we have at the moment.
Yeah, that's Kenny. That's why I said that I was trying to just tell these people to calm down. Because we're not getting the Crystal Palace Eze who can go where he wants. We're getting the Arteta Eze who will be forced to track back and hug the line. Exactly. And they don't want to hear it. They don't want to. They just think that he's going to come in. He's going to be banging in goals. He's going to be coming into the box late. He's not. This is the thing. Not. So that's why I said I would have rather get like a Lookman or someone who is specialised in that position than Eze. If you're going to do this to him, I'd rather get Eze. But if we're getting a winger, just get a winger. Why do we have to get players that we then have to adjust? It makes no sense. And I think he's gone out of the team for Sunday. I really do. I think he's getting dropped for Sunday.
I just want to ask DJ this one, man. The same thing that Arteta was telling him to hug the touchline, right?
Yeah.
Absolute waste of a player, in my opinion, playing him there. But the other thing is also the fact that Odegaard was out, we looked a little bit improved. I wouldn't say we were great. We was in the first half. We were still sideways, backwards, sideways. Don't like that. It doesn't, we were losing possession. But at the end of the day, I want to see Eze in that 10. That's where it's got to be, isn't he? Come on, he's got to be there, isn't he?
Well, there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, like getting back to the Declan Rice things, and I said this on DG, the problem is with Declan Rice, he thrives when everyone's on it. So if Zubimendi wasn't on it, Rice then takes the mentor on of covering for Zubimendi, and he sends to put the world on his shoulders, and he covers every bit of grass. He's back, he's forward, he's sideways. He's trying to pick the ball up off the centre halves. That's the thing with Declan Rice. He's got to stop all that. He's got to focus on his own game rather than trying to carry people that are not on it. And that's what he tends to do. And then eventually what he does, he makes mistakes. He makes rash challenges. He's not the quickest of players. When you see him running, he's a bit leggy anyway. That's his stride. But Zubimendi weren't on it. Rice is then trying to do everyone's job. When players around him are on it, then you see the best of Declan Rice. So he's just taking on too much responsibility, and that's his leader instincts in him. That's why he should be captain of the football team, because that's what he does. He never shies away. One thing about Declan Rice, he's always available. He never shies away, and he's always on it. I just think that he just tries too much. He tries to play in the 8. He tries to play in the 6. He tries to get forward. He tries to get back. And we've got to find a way to kind of cut down his work rate, really, if possible. But getting on to Eze, pure and simple, Eze was not this manager's signing. He didn't want Eze, otherwise he'd have got Eze in July, and he would have taken Eze on pre-season tour, and Eze would have played in all the friendlies. This Eze was given to him. It was like giving a kid a Christmas present at Christmas that he didn't really want. He opens it up. He looks happy, but deep down the kid didn't want it. You know, he wanted a bike or something, and you've got him a scooter.
He breaks it on purpose, DJB, huh?
You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. So he gets his scooter instead of a bike. You know, so he never wanted Eze. Eze to Arteta poses a problem, because he ain't going to play him in the centre. He's not going to play him in the 10 because Odegaard's our captain. He's now got Havertz out injured. So Mourinho is flavour of the month with this manager. When Havertz comes back from injury, Havertz will be flavour of the month with this manager. So that pushes Eze out even further on the left. He knows there's a problem on the left, but he also is not that silly to know that it's not Eze's strongest position. So Eze is a problem for this football manager. The only problem is he's got to find a way to accommodate Eze for the better of the team, and to warrant the money that we've spent on him and the wages we're paying him. So he's got to find a way of getting him into the team by hook or by crook, and it's going to cause a problem for him. It's going to cause an absolute big problem for him. Eze will become a player, and I said this when we signed him. Like I said, Gyökeres, these two players will look very, very ordinary under the system this manager plays. The system that we play doesn't suit players like Eze, and it doesn't suit players like Gyökeres. And eventually what will happen is that these players will look very, very ordinary. You know when fans say during the season, who's been the best signing or who's been the worst signings? Gyökeres and Eze will become in that bracket of probably one of the most disappointing signings of the season under this manager. Mm-hmm. Because Gyökeres now is running around trying to make things happen, trying to get on the ball, not getting the ball. Then he drops deep. Then and I've said this before, he'll just run around, and he'll pop up with an odd goal. You know, Eze now, he doesn't want to play him in the centre. He don't look very effective out on the left. He looks far off it out pace on the left. You might see kind of moments with Eze on the left. Yeah. The odd where he dips his shoulder and goes past. But on a consistent basis, when you want a player getting 9 out of 10 every game, Eze ain't going to be that on the left. So he's a problem for the football manager. And this is what I'm saying is he's going to play Mourinho. He's going to play the free holding midfield players. He's going to play Rice. He's going to play Zubimendi. And yeah, I'll be very surprised if Eze balls out under this football manager. I think he'll just become bang average, which is a shame because he's an absolute quality player. And he's a player that will hurt teams if you play him in the right position. If he's got the balls to drop Odegaard and play him in the 10 and get more creative, then Eze will hurt teams. Yeah. Eze will hurt teams with the likes of Gyökeres up front. But if he's going to put him out on the left and expect him to defend, because some players haven't got that in them. They just haven't got it. Wanyeri isn't. He's not really good at tracking back. That's not his game. It's not Eze's game. It weren't really the likes of, I can go back with Dennis Bergkamp and players like that. It weren't really their game tracking back and getting on the defensive side. It just weren't in them.
Totally agree with that.
And you know, and no matter what you try and do, players just haven't got it in them. If players haven't got it in their makeup, they haven't got it. And Eze hasn't got that. So you've got to get the best out of Eze. And this is what great managers do. They get a player given to them and they go, right, where can I play him that's going to hurt the opposition? Who have I got to sacrifice? What have I got to change so that he can hurt the opposition? And he ain't going to do that with Eze. He's just going to put him out on the left. And then don't be surprised Sunday, as Shane said it. Don't be surprised that Eze won't be in the lineup on Sunday.
Oh no, that's going to be a. I'm just gonna do these super chats very quickly. I'll come back to something else. Be up, Stephen, man. Thank you for your super. I agree, DJB. The signings are good, but the manager isn't. Unfortunately, fact, absolute fact. Big up Andy as well. Thank you for your super chat, my friend. I think Rice is carrying an injury. He doesn't look right. Also, Eze would be perfect number 10, but not under this manager. No, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Let me just go back to this, back up to its number one from Stephen. Big up, Stephen, man. You're a real one, man. You're a really real one. Big up. Good afternoon, Jez. Regards and best wishes to you and the family. Thank you, my friend. Big up, Kenny Ken, DJB and Shane Gooner. Work hours have slightly changed, so need to get back to work or I'll get the sack. Don't get the sack, man. Work comes first.
Stephen, man, legend.
Work comes first. Unique 79, absolute real one, man. Scars to the fire panel. Follow and subscribe to these esteemed gentlemen. Thank you, my friend. Unfortunately, Arteta has his favourites competing for positions is gone. Well, now that's a very good point, actually. Now, I'll ask this one, right? I'll come to you, Shane, on this one. You give me your thoughts on this. Maddie UK. Quick, tricky, skillful, but no end product.
Yep.
What's your view?
That's basically what I've been saying, and I've been getting pelters for it. My fear when he came was that he has no end product, and I've seen nothing to change my mind on that. He's a player that gets you out of your seat, but anybody who takes on their man is a player that gets you out of. Reece Nelson got you out of your seat. You know, that's what wingers who take their man on do. It's the end product. And I've been saying this on my show. If you go to, you know, if I go watch my local team play in the lower divisions of the Irish League, or I go watch, you know, Championship or something like that, tricky wingers are a dime a dozen. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them that have played for teams. They look the business. They're highlight reels. The difference between a tricky winger and a Yamal or a Dembele or a Saka is the end product. That is where you get separated from being a good player to a very good player. If you watch futsal or you watch Ballers League or any of these things are out there, there's players with a load of tricks. There's players that can do tricks, but then there's Ronaldinho. You know what I mean? That has an end product to it. I'm not comparing him. I'm saying he should be as good as Ronaldinho. What I'm saying is that my fear for him and for Zubimendi it was that he'll get done on the press, which I've seen happen against Liverpool, and we saw it against Bilbao. That was my fear. With time on the ball, he's great on the ball. Never said he wasn't. I'm just saying people need to calm down. This idea, I've been seeing the narrative of what are we going to do with Saka when he comes back? Will we put him out the left? Just settle down, right? And then you had Semiu saying, "Oh, I was wrong about Madueke. He played well against Forest, and we've seen flashes in 2 other games." Is that the standard that we've set now? Is someone playing okay against Forest and showing flashes that we just throw everything out the window? This is what we do all the time with this club. We get a shiny new toy, and then Arteta molds it around or tries to change it a little bit, or like he was trying to originally play Madueke out the left. That was his original plan. Let's not forget that, by the way. And then everybody else goes out the window. All of these guys that were on panels saying, lay off Martinelli. He's only having a bad few months. He's going to be back. The second that we sign Eze, they're all saying, throw him on the scrap heap. Now they're saying everything that we said about these guys. Odegaard. You saw Christian on Sky Sports saying, oh, yeah, I wouldn't have played him against Liverpool. I would have dropped him. Every panel he's on, he if you say anything about Odegaard, he flies off the handle. Says, no, he's a top player. He was player of the year in 22, 23, player of the year. He says it all the time. But that's what they do. They throw them on the scrap heap then, and they start saying everything that we've said about these guys. Madueke has done absolutely nothing to prove to me that he's a floor raiser with all these terms that these guys use. Yeah, he's got a trick. Yeah, he gets to the byline. But when he gets to the byline, he doesn't look up. He just dinks it into a space. When he cuts inside, he just slaps it off a defender. He was doing this at Chelsea. This is what he does. Yeah, he'll get you on your feet. Yeah, you can clip him up and you can show him beating a player and cutting back inside. But show the rest of the clip where there was no end product. These guys out there, they're all big on XG and GA and he's got no assists and no. They're all over verts. Oh, he's got no assists and no goals. What a flop. Well, Madueke hasn't set up a goal or scored one yet. And until he has 10 or 11 games where in 8 of them he's fantastic and 2 of them he's all right, and the other one he's maybe not a good game. If he gets a consistency like that and he scores a few goals and he sets up a few goals, then I'll start to go, okay, maybe he is a good player. But what we do is we see 1 or 2 tricks and we say that he's the greatest player in the world. We did it with Fabio Vieira. We did it with Kivior. We did it with every player. We did it with Sambi Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, all these players. They have 1 or 2 good games. Nuno Tavares scores against United when we beat them 3-1. Best things in sliced bread. Oh, what were we worried about? This guy is the second coming. 2 years later, get rid of him. Can't stand him. So with Madueke, he has done well, right? But we also have to look at it in context. We set the bar so low for this guy when he came because we expected nothing. So anything above that looks good. So what I was saying was all he had to do was, on his debut, not fall on his face. And I would have gone, right, he's done better than I thought he would. And that sounds really mean, right? But my biggest fear with him was that he has no end product. And we haven't seen any end product. So, great. He's come in. He's done well. He was good against Forest. He was exciting. He got to the byline. But again, he needs to look up. If he can get that out of his system and get an end product, then fine. But at 23, what is he, 23, 24? I think he would have had it already. And the last coach in the world to get an attacking player better is Arteta, unfortunately. With defenders, fine. He's great. I'll always give credit where credit's due. Mosquera has a few bozo moments in him at Valencia. If anyone can iron it out of him, it's Arteta. I'll always give credit where credit's due. He does that with defenders. He is good. He's made Timber a better player. He's made Gabriel a better player, right? But when it comes to attacking players, he can't. So, yeah, to end on it, we just need to calm down. He's had a few half-decent games. He hasn't done anything special yet. His end product's not right. And, the more he gets to the byline and doesn't the killer cross in, like Kenny said about Eze, he's going to be, Arteta will teach him, you better cut back inside and lay it back into the midfielder because I don't want you losing possession. That's a risky pass. He's all risk averse. So we'll see. But look, like I said, he needs to have 10 really good games on the spin for me to start getting carried away. But for me, I don't think he's ever going to be that level. He might be a good squad player, but he'll never be that level for me, in every Saka level.
True. I can't believe that Christian guy's actually on fucking Sky Sports. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, what they have to pick some dross to do this. Anyway, there's some good questions have come in, actually. I just want to put them up here. Joseph said, any chance if Martinelli plays left wing as a number 10, Jez, do you think? I don't think he'll ever get to play there, mate, personally. I don't think it's in Arteta's remit. I think as these guys here have summed up, it wasn't an Arteta purchase, it was Berta. I called it night before when Havertz went out injured, and I said he's going to buy. They're going to go back in for Eze, and they did. It was I wouldn't say it was a panic buy, but we had to do something, and it was quite evident to me. But there we are. Vitox says, I respect your views, but DJ, do you think Eze wasn't meant for Arsenal? There you go, DJ. Muted. You're muted. Muted, mate.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
There you go.
No, Eze is meant for Arsenal, but unfortunately, he's meant for Arsenal to be played in the right position so that he can damage opposition. You can't have a player like Eze and isolate him out on the left-hand side, hugging touch lines and tracking back and all of that. It's not his game. It's not his game. Of course, he's meant for Arsenal. I wanted him at Arsenal 2 seasons ago. I wanted him with Elise. But that didn't happen. So I was gassed that he come to Arsenal. But unfortunately, you've got to find a way to get the best out of Eze so he can hurt teams and create. And unfortunately, he may, I might be wrong, he may not get that opportunity under this football manager to reach his true potential. And that would be sad. That would be a sad situation for a player as good as Eze.
Facts, mate. Kenny, this question for you, my friend. V-Tox is asking this question. Would any of you take Arteta if Arteta goes trophyless again this season? Jose, would you bring him in back into the old Prem, mate? What do you reckon, Kenny?
Jose should go back to Man United. That team needs a big organisation. The players are there for them to do.
He's going to Benfica, though. I think it's pretty much done. Benfica.
If he goes, it's a shame because for Man United fans, because that guy needs to be saved for himself, or Man United to be saved from Amorim. If he's not going to change and it's just going to be like repetitive mistakes, then Jose's the only one who can save Man United. The only one who's got the balls to, and he'll have a blank check. And there's enough time for him to repair this season. But at Arsenal, no, Jose's finished at the top level, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The fact is that football's moved on to a certain extent. That if it was a Jose like 10 years ago, or even 20 years ago, it's not a question. It's an answer. Mm-hmm. Jose is the answer. But now, 20 years later, 21 years after he said he's a special one, he ain't a special one no more, unfortunately. But he can be the red Adair. What Jose's become since he stopped being a special one, he's been the red Adair. He was a red Adair when he was at Roma. He's a red Adair to a certain extent at Fenerbahce, and he'll be a very good red Adair at Man United. I also don't need a red Adair. They need someone who can take us to the next level of winning trophies. Jose's time as a manager at a big time is over.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've got to bounce in a minute, Jez, but I'll just say this: always welcome, always a pleasure to be on your show, Jez, and with Kenny and Shane and the chat legends. But I will say about Jose, he's not I agree with Kenny. His time's up. He's a good manager to have if a club is on its knees and needs a bit of stability. You could probably get Jose in to do a job and get you out of a short-term crisis. But no, we need after Arteta, we're gonna need someone big. I've said it. I'd love Zidane at the club. If we can lure someone like Zinedine Zidane at the club, that would be great. But our next manager at this football club has got to be picked very, very carefully, because if we do go trophyless this season, then the next manager coming in has got a big job.
Oh, God, huge.
And it's got to be someone with vast experience.
True.
100%.
That's true. As always, DJB, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Join me on the huddle tonight. I'll be doing my show tonight with Nortski, so that's always fun and banter and a chat. So
I'll be watching.
Kenny, pleasure. Shane, always my friend. Jez, always 100% respect to the chat. 100%. God bless you all, my friends. Take care.
Big up, DJ.
Take care, man. Take care.
Big up, my friend. Big up.
Got a question here, then. I'm going to come to you first on this, Kenny. Unique 79 panel scenario. We go trophyless again. We get rid of Arteta. Pep Guardiola leaves Man City after this season, joins us next season. What do you think, Kenny, might push back on this?
Well, the thing about Pep Guardiola, he is not finished like Jose.
Yeah.
The fact of Pep Guardiola is that I'll take him. Yeah, because his success is more recent than other managers' success. You know, I think that the players I think he'll have a better team to work with us, without a doubt. There's no doubt about it, and that it'll be motivational, and the players will think, right, this guy's a winner. You know, we got the things that Pep would like. We got two players for every position. Pep loves that. He doesn't necessarily have to build the team, so Pep would love that as well. And most importantly, another thing as well is that money would be there for him to sort of like spend if needs be. So Pep would be perfect for us, because Pep, as we all know, is not a rebuilder of teams, and he likes to go to a team where it's fine tuned. Let's not forget he went to Barcelona. That Barcelona, albeit finished his second in Real Madrid, still had world stars and had players coming through. So it was easy for him to inject his influence. Bayern Munich dominant one. When he joined Bayern Munich, I think he joined in 2014, 2015. I think they won the Bundesliga. 2 years before that, they won a lot. They won the treble, isn't it? Under was it Jupp Heynckes? Jupp Heynckes. Yeah, they won it under Jupp Heynckes, who actually won the European Cup for Barcelona. Sorry, Real Madrid in '98, and got sacked.
Yeah.
And Jupp Heynckes, they got rid of Jupp Heynckes because for Pep. So we'll definitely suit Pep. So I'm never going to say no to Pep. The only snag getting Pep in. Pep may think I can't manage another English club because he's so emotionally tied to Man City. So Pep will definitely say no. I can put my house and he'll say no. He's offered a job.
No, I totally agree with that.
I think detox. I think the Jose of 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 100%. But Jose's not that man no more. He's really not that man.
No.
And the last three clubs he's been at, three-ish clubs he's been at, he's had a bit of success at the start and then obliterates them after about 2 or 3 years. He falls out with everybody, and the players are all. It's never a nice finish. It's never a nice finish. It'd be good to go into United, like Kenny said, and sort them out. Do you know who would be ideal for United? Is actually Arteta would be the manager to go in there and sort that out. But then if they did it right, like we did, if we had got him in to sort us out and then got rid of him before 22, 23, I think that could be Arteta's. His forte after this is come into teams like that, get them stable, but then get rid of them in time when you need to make the next step.
You know
I think
what?
he could go to United to sort that out.
If Arteta leaves Arsenal, I think what will happen is that his reputation is such, and as long as he's got Pep and Jose and the Hispanic managers like like the Poch, Jose rates him as well. Josep Guardiola. Arteta running never going to get big jobs. He's never going to get a smallish job. He's going to get a big job. He'll get a Barcelona, get a Real Madrid, and who knows, he might even get the national team in Spain. Despite what we think about Arteta and how we think he's not the right man for the job at Arsenal, in coaching circles, he's really highly thought of. You see him as a really innovative, new coach. He was highly thought of by Wenger. Even when he was a player, because he always questioned Wenger and tactics, and he came really close to getting a job for Emery got the job. And for the Arsenal hierarchy, for us it was a disgrace he got the job. But for the Arsenal hierarchy, on a recommendation of Guardiola and his mates, the Poch, it was no brainer giving him the job. I don't think we realise how much of a big name he is amongst managerial circles. Not much owners, but owners are wholly influenced by their footballing experts. And the footballing experts, especially the Guardiolas and co, will make sure the guy will always get big jobs, even after he leaves us. The good thing is, once he leaves us, it won't be our problem.
Yeah, 100%.
True. That is true. Nelson's here. Hi, Nelson. I hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're doing all right. Hey, how are you, lad? That's me. We doing the bet if you fancy it, mate. If you fancy it, I did try and set it up, but you didn't fancy the terms. Shift 03, 2 things, lads. 1, we ain't winning anything this year. 2, this manager is under no pressure of majority of fans, or more importantly, the owners. This manager has 2 seasons after this one, winning nout. Well, I think he's under pressure, to be honest. There was this meeting between him, Berta and Josh Kroenke, that Josh made the statement, we now must win trophies. So he is under pressure to actually get it over the line now. So he's got to be looking at that, and I think he is under pressure. And big up Andy, man. Thank you for your super chat. Jose has gone to Benfica. Yeah. He has gone to Benfica. But he's under pressure, in my opinion. But I'm going to just go through some of these comments, and we're going to move on to the game at the weekend, because I don't want this to go hours and hours. Jamboy says, I said that Shane Arteta would be a good manager to get United back on track in View's call-in show. Big up them. Nelson's saying, because he's a top coach, Ken fella. Yeah, okay, there you go. Unique 79, who Kenny to manage Spain, I highly doubt that. There is a reason why every coach rates him. Well, years ago, maybe. Years ago. Anyway, let's move it on. We're hosting Man City on Sunday at 5:30, is it? Is it 5:30? Something like that? 4:30?
Yeah.
4:30, yeah.
And Shano, we've got Man City coming to town. They are not going to capitulate like they did last season. 5-1. That ain't happening.
No.
It's going to be a tough day out, I think, for our defence with Haaland. And, I mean, I'm going to give you my prediction here, right here and now. I am going to go for a 2-2.
Oof.
That's my prediction.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough one for me. I think, unless Odegaard is back, which I don't think he will be, given that he didn't even travel. If Saliba's fit, I would start him if he's fit, just because Mascara's done really well. But as I said, any other team, I'd say don't risk him. Any other centre forward, I'd say don't risk Saliba. But if he's fit, and I mean fully fit, not 80% fit, where he can get injured again, I would be playing him, because Haaland looks like the Haaland of old. Now he looks really hungry again. He looks like I'd say he is champing at the bit for this game because of everything that's passed. The be humble, all that sort of stuff. He is champing at the bit. And if Mosquera came in and Haaland bullied him, it could do it more long-term damages, and he'll suddenly, the down off it will be a lot for a young kid to take. He'll go, all right, welcome to the Premier League. On the flip side, if Mosquera came in and we kept a clean sheet, it could do him the world of good. But we have to look at it. I'm pretty sure that I can name the 11 now. I think the only change will be Eze for Martinelli. I think this is my issue. We can go there with the same lineup and win 1-0. And people say, oh, brilliant. I still don't like it. I don't like the message we're sending out. And people say, well, that's City. We're getting the results. I just think that you cannot keep going with this defensive formation and expect to win. And in fact, he's done those three in midfield now twice, Bilbao and Liverpool, and we lost one of them. Right? So let's get that straight. If Odegaard's fit, he plays. There's no way Wanyeri's starting in the 10. There's no way Eze's starting in the 10. I would love for the team sheet to come out and see, oh, he's starting Martinelli and he's starting Eze and Mourinho's on the bench or something. That means Eze's in the 10. Brilliant. It would blow my mind. I just don't see it happening. To me, it's a tough one to call for me. I think that if someone wins, it'll be by 1. I don't think anybody's winning 2 or 3s. But I do think that for both managers, this is absolutely huge, because if we beat them, Pep's in trouble. City are in trouble when it comes to the league. If we lose or draw, we're in massive trouble, as in Newcastle away suddenly looks like an absolute nightmare. It's a nightmare anyway, Newcastle away. But if we don't get maximum points and Liverpool win and they're already, say, 5 points ahead, and then we're going away to Newcastle, it just looks absolutely terrible. And the thing is, Liverpool will already have played, so if they've won, the pressure's on. But also, if they've lost, it's a different sort of pressure, because Arteta, that pressure doesn't suit him when, oh, well, now's your chance to jump. That's when we fumble, when like away to Villa that time when he changed Havertz back into midfield, that would have put us ahead, and that's when he choked. It's going to be a massive game. It's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure we'll go with the same defensive formation, and if he does and he get found out, he's going to have a lot of questions answered, an awful lot of questions answered. I pray that he doesn't. I pray that he goes with Ethan in the 10 or Eze in the 10. I'd love to see that. But I think to be, as if you ask me now, going to my head, I'd say draw which, by the way, I don't think is good enough. But I don't see us losing. I don't see us losing. I did the other day. I thought we might lose, but I don't see it. I think we've been so sort of compact that I don't see it. If City score first, it'd be interesting. But if going to my head, I'll say draw. I'll say 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. Going to my head.
Kenny, you'll be at the game. Big game. Big game.
Cool, yes.
Yeah, Lance is saying Pep is not the manager he once was. I tend to agree with that, Kenny, a little bit. Go on.
I get where I do get where you're coming from, because, like, the fact is with Pep, you know, can I be perverse or impertinent to say that Pep should really have walked after he won the title in 24? He stayed 2 seasons too long for me, and it showed last season, and it's probably going to show this season as well, that he is incapable of being a rebuild of the teams. Because you think about the certain players who played under him during, especially those great teams in the 18 and 19, and you know, when they when they showed us who was boss in 23, 24, they're not there no more. The leads are not there no more as well. So it's a very, very different Man City. It's leaders light. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But in terms of game itself, it's still Man City. They still got the best striker in the Premiership by a country mile.
Yeah.
There's Haaland, and then the second player behind Haaland is in probably probably 200 miles away from him. That's how good he is. And I'll put Mbappe in that bracket as well. Haaland and Mbappe as forwards and records. There's two, and the rest not even fit to be mentioned the same name as them, because you know Lewandowski's an old man now. But those two, right and fresh, there ain't no strikers like him. So he's a threat in his own. Bernardo Silva's lightweight, and we'll be shown today. Sneijder's got a lot to do, mate. This is going to be a game where he's got to shine. He's got a game, you know. Is he? Because the end of the day, we're not Wolves. We're not a Man United that's just rudderless. So we've got to keep in quiet, and then they're going to miss Marmoush. I'm glad he ain't playing. Marmoush gives them something else. He's a goal threat. But saying that, Rodri in the midfield is still top class. But apart from Rodri, Haaland, maybe the goalie, it's not the same Man City. They're there for the taking. But don't be surprised if they come out and get something out of the game, because they still play beautiful football. They still got good players, but we just got a better team. So I'm thinking that we'll beat the Man City 3-1. I really do think we'll have to play well though, but we'll make it comfortable. But if we don't win that midfield battle, and they win the midfield battle, then yeah, it's going to be a long afternoon in North London.
That's a fair comment, mate. Fair comment. There's some other good comments here, actually, which thank you, VTOX, my friend. Jez, like this new layout. When you answer questions, I just sub them off. Thank you very much for that, mate. Means a lot. Makes it all worthwhile. I get these real ones on here to chat about things. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Melbourne, Pep is not, he says, sorry, Pep is not the manager because he didn't find the next KDB or the next Ruben.
Melbourne, I'll shake your hands. You're back right there. You're back right there.
Yeah. I've got a question for you in a minute, Shane. Sorry, I meant to read that one out. We never know what Pep is planning. True, but I agree with that comment from Melbourne. He's not quite the player manager he was. Big up Darren, mate. Big up Jez, his Arsenal, Shane Gooner and Kenny Ken, of course, the legends. These real people, mate. It's always a pleasure to get these gentlemen on, because they know their shit, man, and they don't talk bollocks here.
Can I just interrupt, and I apologise to the chat and to you, Jez, and you, Shane. But I've got a news flash from Anfield. Isaac is starting today.
Oh, really?
He starts. The team is Frimpong at right back, Robertson left back, the centre backs Van Dijk, Kanate. In midfield is Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. In the four, behind Isak is Salah, Gakpo, this, and Isak up top. On the bench.
So Ekatike dropped.
Ekatike's on the bench. Bradley's on the bench. McAllister's on the bench. Kershesh is on the bench. Endo, Joe Gomez, the lad from Newham in East London, Kumba, is on the bench. And Jayden Danes is on the bench. So, Isak, the multi-million-pound striker, starts today for Liverpool. I suppose I'm going to have to watch the Liverpool game instead of the Chelsea Bayern Munich game, which is probably the better game.
Yeah, I was going to watch the anyway. Actually, Nelson, Jez, you ever tried Whispering Angel? The white? No, mate, I have not. Never heard of it. To be fair. Anyway, I've got a question here for Shano. Shano, I've got to find it now. Where is it now? Oh, there you go. Question from Nelson to you, my friend. Shane, why you never back the manager, even if we are doing well? I'm just baffled, fella.
Because he's proven me right that he can't cut it for 6 years running, and we're not doing well. We're playing okay. We're playing okay. The first only tough game we've had against Liverpool, we lost. So when we start playing well for 10, 15 games in a row, and he finally wins something, then I'll back him. Simple as that. He's proven me right every year that he can't get over the line. 19 trophies in a row we haven't won. Why would I suddenly back him? Makes no sense to me.
Well, I think that's
it baffles me why people back him when he hasn't proved anything.
I think that's pretty much the judge, jury, and sentence stated there by Shane. Be up, mate. I'll tell you, I have to agree with you. I have to agree.
It's pretty simple.
You know what I mean? You know, yeah, it is what it is. But Original Gunner says fans are judging our players that aren't being played in their natural positions. Martinelli is a centre forward by trade fact. I agree. Eze is a cam by trade. I agree. We need these players playing in the natural positions. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree with you. And he says, Original Gunner, simple, case closed. Yep, that's it. Arteta sentenced. 50 years behind breaking up rocks. Earl Hickey says, Kenny says Pep has never rebuilt a team. Surely he's still not got the same players from 10 years ago. They'd be kicking on a bit now, wouldn't they? If so, Kenny, what can you reckon on that one?
Well, it's a fact. It's just what we've seen. Yeah, he's been at Man City since like 2016. The sort of fulcrum of that team, you know, even up until his last league, the fulcrum of that team have been the same sort of players. You know, Bernardo Silva's still on that side. Godwin was in one of those sides. Bologna, they built a team around him. Edison was in those successful sides that he built. You know, he gradually brought in John Stones. Sterling was there, but you wouldn't call Stones and Sterling the fulcrum of that team. The fulcrum of the team, the players I mentioned, they're gone. So when the fulcrum and a spinal team is gone, and your leaders and your go-to men gone, you have to rebuild. He never did that. He didn't do that at Bayern Munich. He wasn't there that long. You know, he wasn't able to win the Champions League. And Barcelona, you knew what happened with Barcelona. He didn't rebuild the team in Barcelona after their domination of Europe and the league. He wasn't able to do that. Real Madrid came along and when they were challenged with Jose Mourinho, and he left in 2012. But I don't remember him rebuilding the team at Barcelona. And that's an accusation that would be laid on his Pep. No, I'm not saying he hasn't got the quality to do that. He just never has done that. He's trying to rebuild a new Man City side, albeit without much success, because you look at their team sheet, there's good players there, but they don't scare you like they did 2 years ago, where you look at the spine of that team and you went, oh, shit, we're not winning. Home and away, you're not winning. But you look at that spine of that team last season, especially when Rodri got injured, and you look at the spine of the team now, it's not the same. It's not the same, mate.
No, very true. Very
You're
true.
saying that if they go and win the league, I'm prepared to drink hemlock. Forget humble pie, eat humble pie. I'll drink hemlock. If that means me having to need an antidote for the rest of my life, I'll have it, because I generally believe that they're not going to win the title this season, that Liverpool are the team to beat, not them. But football's all about being proved wrong. That's why football's the best game in the world, because you can be proved wrong. The best team won't always win. The team that you write off will have their day in the sun where everything goes right for them, and they end up with the European Cup, they end up with the League Cup, they end up with a title, they end up with the Carabao Cup or any other European trophy. We see it all the time in football. There is Royal the Rovers moments in football. That's why we love the game.
True, very true. As SG is saying here, why is it whenever an Arsenal player have a good game, or fan base, want to hype them since like they're world class? One game at a time, being consistency is more important than having a few good games. Great point. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up shortly, but Wednesday night we are away at the mighty Port Vale. I've actually been to that ground, not for football. I've mentioned this before. It was 1980, August 1980. No, it might be July, actually. Went there for the first ever Monsters of Rock concert festival day thing, whatever.
Monsters of Rock?
Yeah, it's the first ever one, that was. And the Motorhead headlined it. There was a Canadian band a trio band called Triumph. Ozzy Osbourne, and he'd just formed the Blizzards of Oz. They were there. There's a few other bands. I've actually got the program somewhere, and great day out that was. It took me and the girlfriend, wife now, 6 hours to drive from North London to there in my first car, which was a G-Reg, gentlemen, 1968. Triumph Toledo 1300, top speed.
Loves his cars.
Top speed of that was about 65 mile an hour, and we had to keep stopping. It kept overheating, but yeah, what a day out that was. But anyway, let's get back to the point. Shano, we're away at Port Vale. Nice ground, actually. It's probably changed now, but it was a lovely ground, proper old school ground. And what's your prediction on that game, mate?
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Because he'll the players he brings in are the exciting players. You know, Ethan might start in the 10. Hopefully Lewis Skelly plays in midfield, because if he's going to play in Capier at left back, then maybe we'll get to see Lewis Skelly in midfield. I think we'll be fine. It's Port Vale. My thing, we talked about this, Jez, when we were talking about will we win anything this season, and we both sort of agreed that in the cups, once we get a top team away from home, that's normally when we go out, or even the top team at home is normally when we go out. So these teams were fine. I think it'd be a 3-0. 3-0, go there, let the kids play, get a nice 3-0 and move on. It'd be all important about the draw, who we get in the draw. If we get a top team, like I said, away from home, he'll still rotate, which is fine for me in the League Cup. You should rotate until, say, the quarterfinal, semi-final, maybe. But yeah, I think we'll be fine. I like the League Cup because you get to see the fringe players do what they can do. So yeah, I think 3-0. 3-0. I'll say no.
Fair play. Ken, you fancy it? I mean, I haven't seen. I mean, this ground, I'm sure, has changed.
You know what?
These terraces had one of the all down one side on the west side. I think it was massive terrace. It was huge. Anyway, go on, mate. Go.
Look, it's one of those games where you are going to rotate, and I think we'll win comfortably. Don't get me wrong, the passion from their fans, but I do think that their players and their fans will be looking more to getting autographs than actually playing a football match. So that should keep us in good stead. And I expect us to win 3-0. You know, it's just another game that we're ticking off, another game that we've got to play. But 100%, I'm telling you right now, I'm saying it. We'll win comfortably. Yeah, comfortably. On to the next round, into the draw. Who knows? We might get another glamorous away draw. Who knows? Tottenham away.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, you like that, don't you? Oh, Liverpool away or Newcastle away. Oh, please, no, not Newcastle. No, no, not Newcastle.
Might get Millwall. Lovely.
Oh, Millwall, Palace got them out, innit? Palace away, oh God. I'll suffer that. I'll take one for the same for that one.
Yeah. Going down the old New Den. Yeah.
Hey, I took one for the team last 2 years ago when we played West Ham. And West Ham absolutely battered us in the League Cup that game on. We absolutely got mullered.
Yeah. Remember that.
And it's always nice when you've got those games in the winter under the lights in the old League Cup. They're always good fun, man. Anyway, we're going to wrap it all up, gentlemen. And everybody that's watched, thank you for those people who've done super chats and put some great comments in tonight. Great questions. And I do like answering them as best I can, or showing them and get the panel to answer them. It's always a pleasure to get quality questions in. Shane-O, shout your channel out, mate, and you'll be doing your. I actually watched it yesterday morning, first time live.
Yeah. Big up, Jason, for the super chat and all that. My microphone actually came this morning. I just haven't unboxed it yet, but yeah, I'll be hooking that up. Yeah, for me, it's full Irish tomorrow morning. I do have a show at 10 o'clock tonight. Just an hour-long roundup of Serie A Week 3. Serie A has been unbelievable already this season, but it's just a little roundup show of the results, and then check in on Kenny's man Cesc to see how he's getting on. Como were very unlucky at the weekend. Actually, they were 1-0 up. Players
Francesca's going to
yeah, no, he lets the players play. He's old school.
I've accepted that Francesca could be our next manager. I've accepted that Francesca could be.
No, he's doing well over there. He lets your man Nico Paz is everything Odegaard's not, and he lets him express himself. But Morata's at Como as well. Actually, he hasn't scored yet, but he's yeah. But look, the round up at 10 o'clock.
Where we had that one? Where we had that one before? Morata hasn't scored yet. They have.
I know. Yeah. I don't rate him.
I've never heard that. That's the first time I've heard someone say that. Morata hasn't scored yet.
No, he's a bit of he's mutton dressed as lamb, I think, isn't he? But yeah. So I'll be back at 10 o'clock tonight, and then obviously back for 10:30 tomorrow morning for the full Irish. But thanks for having me on. A pleasure as always to share the screen with yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
DJB,
I love
and
it.
a wonderful chat.
You know, it's nice to have it on. Have our weekly chat. Let's just say, man, we're on a ceiling, darts on the ceiling next Tuesday because we're talking about the Man City game. A win, of course.
Yeah. Big up Kenny Ken, man. Always absolute real legend. I haven't forgotten about doing the quiz.
I'm glad you haven't, because like I said, I'm still chomping at the bit.
Well,
I'm still the Man United Arsenal one. I think I'll do all right at the Man United questions, you know. I think I'll do all right with them
as well. People answer bloody messages, you know.
Well, you don't need to ask me. I'm a sure.
I know that,
which is great for footballing purposes, but for life, I'm not sure it's great for life. Being a sure thing.
Yeah, big up Rashid, man. Yeah, sorry, I can't join you tomorrow night, my friend. I'm on a curry night out, mate of mine's 65th birthday tomorrow night. It's going to be a lovely night out, and so I do apologise. I couldn't join Shane either, and so I always try and get around your shows, you guys, but I can't make it. Sorry about that. And you know, I don't go out often in the evenings now, but yeah, it's one of them things, you know. Good old mucker of mine, 65. Went to games together since the age of about 11. So got to meet up with him, you know, have a few drinks. Anyway, gentlemen, we're out of it. I'll do the outro. Thank you, everybody that's commentated, comments, questions, super chats, and all of that good stuff. Thank you very much. Kenny, take care. Shane-O, take care.
Mate.
Big up.
Shane,
mate.
I'll see you tomorrow on breakfast, and
big up, cheers.
Enjoy the game on Sunday, Kenny. Right, mate? Take care, people.